Welcome to Shuffled Strats, a mini tutorial series that gives you periodic sneak peeks into the depths of Sonic Shuffle. Today we're going to talk about opening moves on Emerald Coast. When taking your first turn, there are basically four options for your first move. Let's talk about them. Options 1, 2, and 3 require 2 turns as it takes 10 spaces to get to the first stone. Option 1A and B use the 4 and 6 card respectively. Option 1A is a fairly safe starting point as it's a way to start earning rings, but it's likely new players will pick 1B first due to the normal tendency to want higher values when it comes to moving around the board. This makes B the more likely option to be chosen, but it is somewhat dangerous due to it being the most common opening move and it's also a red space. The player first in turn order puts themselves most at risk with 1B because the first player to land on a space will always be roped into duels. So, unless you're nice at duels, you may want to opt for 1A over 1B. Option 2A and B use the S card and 3 card respectively. 2A requires that you roll an S with the roulette option in order to move 7 spaces, in which the 3 will take you to the stone. These opening moves are a safer and generally more rewarding choice because players cannot have more than one S card at a time, and there are only three, meaning the chances that other players can duel you are intrinsically lower. However, you need an S card, so there's a chance you get unlucky and don't start with it, and you also need to be able to roll the S on the roulette. On top of that, 2B as a starting move really isn't all that desirable, and 2A will trigger a mini game or mini event where you can lose rings and potentially give someone a head start on winning the minigame emblem. Despite this, I do recommend this option over the rest most of the time. Option 3 is incredibly iffy and requires more luck than option 2 because you need two 5 cards. This is more unlikely to occur than option 2, and for those aware of opening moves, they can potentially paint a target on your back as it becomes more statistically likely for somebody else to take the second 5 card from your hand, stealing your ability to get the stone in 2 turns through option 3, and also maybe even triggering a duel against you. You also lose rings because option 3 is a red space. Lastly, there's violence. Picking this opening move signals you're not targeting the stone, you're targeting the players. You woke up with the intention of not wanting to succeed, but making other people fail. Choosing violence means it's no longer possible to get the stone within 2 turns, effectively taking you out of the running for the first stone and guaranteeing that you're hit by Eggman's anvil, losing half your rings. But that doesn't matter. You're doing this to take somebody else's rings from winning the battle and to get an item as soon as possible so that you can use it to mess somebody else up sooner rather than later. If you do this, you're playing to take lives, not stones. Be weary of a player who chooses violence. Every board has an opening move that can dictate the initial momentum and strategies of all four players, so knowing your options and how you can best leverage them for both long term and short term gain is one of the many ways Sonic Shuffle gets the brain bubbling. That's it for now, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Shuffled Strats.